Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Arbery's shooting death appeared before a judge just 3 hours ago. And William Bryan's attorney says they'll be ready for trial by July 4th.
GBI investigators swarmed the home of Roddy Bryan to search for evidence on Thursday.
William Bryan and Greg and Travis McMichael all face felony murder charges and are in the Glynn County Jail.
We also heard from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation today. The agents say Bryan tried to block Arbery multiple times before the young jogger was shot and killed. The video Bryan recorded of the shooting was the catalyst for Bryan's own arrest and the arrest of 2 others.
If it weren't for your client's tape, I don't know that anything would have happened here. And is that something, let me go back to Mr.
I think you're right.
Hold on, let me go back to Mr. Bryan on that. Mr. Bryan, I hope you understand that your decision to videotape this may be what makes all the difference in the administration of justice in this case. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir. If there wasn't a tape, then we wouldn't know what happened.
GBI investigators say there was probable cause to make this arrest.
I can tell you that if we believed he was a witness, we wouldn't have arrested him.
Arrest warrants obtained from GBI say William Bryan, also known as Roddy, attempted to confine and detain Arbery, utilizing his vehicle on multiple occasions.
Why this happened and why it was on video in the first place. So let's bring in the man who knows the answer. William Bryan, along with his attorney, Kevin Goff. Gentlemen, thank you for taking the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Good
evening.
All right. Mr. Bryan, you are known as Roddy to friends, correct?
That's right.
And in the police report, the McMichaels referred to a Roddy. I'm assuming that was you, yes?
Okay. Hey, hold on, Chris. You've been a prosecutor, and you can imagine that this prosecutor that's been in this case 24 hours, she's going to start throwing stuff around her living room if you start doing her job for her, okay? Because as good as you are, she'd probably rather do it herself. Do you know what we could talk about without causing problems for anybody? And I know you're trying, but this man cannot be answering substantive questions about the case. And if you feel that we've misled you in some way, I'm sorry.
No. It's not about misleading. It's about just being clear for the audience. Okay. I always believe that the best opportunity the media can give you is the opportunity to tell the truth in a way that helps you. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why you would dispute the notion of the man's presence at the situation, but that's fine. Let me move on. And you, counselor, should weigh in whenever you feel like it. So, Mr. Bryan, how did you come to be in the car videotaping that day?
We're not going there.
You don't want to talk about that either. All right, so let's do this. You are afraid of the facts of this case, Counselor. Why?
Sir, I'm not afraid of anything. And I'm certainly not, with all due respect,
sure.
I'm not afraid of you, but I respect you.
And I respect you.
You are a brilliant, very capable lawyer, and you are you were a very good prosecutor. And my client is a mechanic with a high school education, and if you've ever been to the high schools around here, that's not necessarily saying much, okay? And I don't mind if the Board of Education doesn't like it. You know, I'm not their friend either, okay? But you can't be asking him questions about the substance of the evidence, because like I said, there's a young lady that's been in this case less than 24 hours who's going to be throwing stuff around her living room, and I don't want her mad at me, and I don't want her mad at my client.
I understand.
On the other hand, if you want to ask him about his experiences here, how he feels, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. Let me ask him one question, then I want to get back to you,
this,
Mr. Goff, because you have a different latitude than he does.
Sure, sir.
And just for the record, I do not believe that a level of education is in any way commensurate with common sense or savvy or understanding everything that you need to know about this case just through life experience. I want you to know that. I don't care that he only went to high school. Plenty of people have done that and achieved great things, let alone know why the heck they were in a car videotaping something like this. But let's put it to the side. Mr. Bryan, what do you want the audience to know about your role, your feelings, and your sense of responsibility for this situation?
Is that a multiple question, Chris?
Mr. Goff, let him answer it. I'm sure he'll do a good job. You can always answer it. You can amend after. Mr. Bryan.
First of all, I am very sorry to the family. I pray for them every night, as well as my own family.
All right. Mr. Goff, do you think that your client should be understood as part of the altercation that day?
No, sir. No, sir. Not at all.
Because
my client has done nothing wrong here. He's committed no crime, and this is a horrible tragedy. This young man has lost his life, and you've seen the video. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's horrifying to watch. It's painful to watch, even for a former prosecutor like yourself. And I'm sure you've seen lots of grisly incidents. So this is a terrible matter.
Mr. Goff, audience is listening now.
Yes, sir.
What do you want them to understand about why your client was where he was, if it is not true that it was done in coordination with the McMichaels?
He's at his house minding his own business, and things happen, and in a matter of minutes, his life has been changed forever.
For those tuning in just right now, what is your reservation again for your client doing what he is eminently capable of doing, saying why he was where he was, why he videotaped as he did, and what he understands happened that day? Is your client one of the people who was trying to help the Arbery's?
He was helping that day, yes, sir. But for him, there would be no video.
I was really overjoyed. I'm so happy because we always knew that he played a part in this. And to see him still being out, we had so many questions. But now that the GBIs got involved, it seems like everything is starting to work out in our favor.
And bond was not set for Roddy Bryan today. A judge said the Superior Court will have to set that for him. But his attorney did say that they're going to demand a speedy trial in this case, one that he hopes will actually begin on July 4th.